like the market's slightly, right? And then, all right, crash, right? So, hey guys, my name is Jeremiah Nickel from Kansas City area. I haven't made a video in a long time because actually I've been a little bit underwater with a whole lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and I'll go into that if you care. If you don't care, that's great. But I care about you. So mainly I'm talking to my people in the subreddit Ethtrader on this video. First thing off, 9,500 subscribers on that sub. So if I remember correctly, that's about 1,000 new people in a month or so. Could be off on that number, but it seems like we've been growing 100 subscribers or so every 3 or 4 days. And as we saw the Bitcoin price plummet, we saw lots of new faces come on board. Now, undoubtedly, probably some people have some extra accounts. And I've always wondered about this very notion, right? So in Ethtrader or in the Bitcoin markets, a lot of people accuse others of having shell accounts, right? So to pump other coins. I'm curious, and this is true for Ethttraders and the Bitcoin markets folks alike. I'm curious how many of you are, let's say you're bullish on Ethereum, but you don't want to appear to be bullish on Bitcoin, but you'll have another user account over in the Bitcoin markets site to speak your trading stuff, so people can't follow you back and forth and whatever. I see some of that going on. I don't really follow people around, but I know that a few of you do, and I'm wondering how many of you guys are like bullish on both, and you use two different accounts so not to appear one way or the other in either of the markets. So I'm just bullish on crypto in general. I zoom out quite a bit. However, I'm going to start trading. So here's my strategy as of late. I moved some coins to the market from our mining. Like I have my personal stash and I have our mining stash that I have, that we have together with like my investor and my brother is kind of our technical guy. And so my strategy was, okay, move them to market, take 20% of those coins and just straight out market sell them so I could have some US dollars. I'm trading the USD side, and then I just parked some buy orders down low. And then I took the rest of the coins and I staggered them out up high. And sure enough, in the first day of doing that, and I think I market sold 20% at $10.67. And in the first day, I think what had happened was I think Bitcoin had gone up and so did Ethereum, and some of my sell orders got hit. And so I've learned how to sit on my hands and just kind of wait, because there's the old saying, what goes up must come down, which isn't always true. I feel like the train for Ethereum is going to leave $10 at some point in 2017 for good. So I wouldn't use that as advice. But whatever the case, I increased our holdings in Ethereum. My goal is more Ethereum. I should have mentioned that too. I've kind of learned early on that you should have goals before you start pushing stuff to the exchange just to play. So we need to pay off some bills as miners anyway. We have a remaining balance to pay off our mining debt to our investor. So if we got stuck in US dollars and it didn't look like my buy orders were going to get hit down low in the near future, I was okay with that. Now my personal stash, I took something like 15% of that, maybe it was as high as 20%, moved it to the exchange, and I did the same strategy, and it worked, because I did everything kind of identical on both of the accounts. So I think that's called spot trading. And then last week, maybe you saw my post. I don't know what I did. I was on Kraken, and there's a tab that said advanced or intermediate and advanced trading, right? So I always did like the basic buy, sell, price, all that. So I remember the day I was in there, I went on the intermediate just to see what it was, and the advanced to see what it was. Apparently I clicked on like 2x on something, and I had made an order, because I think what had happened was I was in the intermediate tab and I clicked on the 2. I wanted to see if that was something you could push. And so as a monkey, I pushed the 2 and it worked. Okay. But I never changed that value back. And then I went back to the basic tab. I think this is what I did. And when I went to the basic tab, I set up just a normal trade. But it took data from the advanced tab where I hit that, and somehow I like put in an order that was in a position, and I kept seeing these charges that said rollover. And I'm like, what the hell is rollover, right? I've done something bad. Because the other account, I didn't see anything that said rollover. It either said bought, sold, and whether I did a limit or a market. All right? And then I saw this thing that said position, and it said your gains and your losses, and there was money number figures, and I said I must have done a margin thingy, right? I'm such a dolt. Laugh at me all you want. That's why I'm here. I'm here for your pleasure. So I reached out to one of my fellow Ethtraders, and I just copied and pasted the data of the trade in a private message. He came back and he said, dude, sell it. He's like, you're ahead. He's like, just sell it. Just close it. I think is what he said. Close it. If you close it, that's how you like sell the position or whatever. So I'm lost. I couldn't. He said, you're up. He goes, here. He goes, I want you to get this book. And look, it's in my hands right here. Technical Analysis. Now, he says, and the reason why I bought this book is this particular trader told me, he goes, this is just one thing, right? He said, he's like, this is not a college course that's even offered. This person has been around the block with trading, so just, I trust him. He goes, this stuff works until it doesn't, but he said the reason to read this book is because it's balanced. It doesn't just talk about pro TA, right? It gives kind of the history of it, and it'll teach you how to read charts. It'll teach you how to read all the little lines and the candlestick thingies, and learn how to kind of speak the language a bit, which is what I want to do. Like, I've been trading off my gut, and I've been doing, like, okay, but I can't make a living out of this, and I'm not going to play with my whole stack. It's foolish. I've lost in crypto, and I've gained in crypto, and all of it's been kind of based on gut and a roll of the dice. See, crypto is kind of like riding in a hamster cage on a carousel, spinning around on a Ferris wheel, right? So this is very volatile stuff, and I enjoy reading about it. I enjoy being in the middle of the tornado a little bit. I'm a little bit of a risk taker, but not with a large amount of money. So what else I read in this book already that has me liking this, and I've already gotten to page like 25. I've gone through kind of the deal about the authors. Charles D. Kirkpatrick II, he's your trader, right? He's your trader. And then Julie R. Dahlquist is your academic. Okay, so you get both sides of markets. And I can tell you, I haven't been as excited about reading a book. Hey, Mike, how's it going? I haven't been this excited about reading a book since I read The Hobbit my freshman year in college, all right? So this is the level of reader that I am. It's going to take me a little bit of time. Look at that bad boy, 600 some odd pages with appendices and all kinds of stuff to get through. So literally, I read The Hobbit my freshman year in college. Let's not forget I'm a music major, okay? I don't read big books, right? I'm usually into dank memes and shit posts on Reddit, so there you go. But anyway, something that struck me that I learned about, I want to share with you, was the idea of Sokyo Honma, born in 1716 in Japan. And this guy kind of was well-known trader for rice, the rice market, and was doing things on 3-day, candles and stuff like that. So he's widely recognized as being one of the early fathers of TA, and along with Charles Dow. So, but I thought was pretty cool about this Honma guy is he was promoted to samurai. He was promoted to samurai as a technical trader. And he died in Tokyo at the age of 87. His rules are recorded as the Sakata Constitution. They include methods of analyzing 1 day's rice price record to predict the next day's price, 3 days of rice prices to predict the 4th day's price, and so on. So I thought that was kind of something I took away in the first 25 pages of the book. And it also talks about Charles Dow, and it's a pretty good read. So I obviously have to recommend that. It was expensive, but you know what? If you're going to going to get kind of serious about trading, you need to get into it with some knowledge, right? Basically, what I want this to do is reinforce what my gut has always told me. All right, so there's that. So my blunders trade, my strategy, 9,500 subscribers. Oh, so what about the idea of an Ethereum? This is an Ethereum project, right? So we hear about Pokemon cards and all that. I'm wondering how you could, bury Easter eggs inside of contracts in a way that you can make a playing card game out of contracts online, right? So two players could face off around the world using the Ethereum platform, and contracts could be a version of a Pokemon card. And time capsule releases Pokemon cards out into the wild. I've never even played Pokemon cards. I'm just trying to think of different, like the Magic the Gathering card games and some of the Dungeons and Dragons types of things. I'm wondering how that could be executed as a contract thing. That seems very, very, very ambitious. And then I'm also wondering about proof of content online. I know there has been talk before about musicians. I'm wondering if that's something like Singular DTV is going to do, is help eliminate freebooting, right? The idea that somebody can rip a YouTube video and then freeboot it over to Facebook. I'm wondering if you can embed the blockchain, like the private key of a video could be tied to a U-port. Okay, so people can't steal your video content. And if they do steal your content, this is the thing, is that royalties would be automatically doled out, right? So if you're stealing other people's stuff, and I think YouTube maybe does this, like if you get a copyright infringement because you use someone else's song in your video, that the monetization of your video will actually help that the original content owner. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm wondering how Ethereum could be used to help do the proof of content online. One of you guys might be able to know. And so anyway, instant shopping also, right? Walking into a store, walking out of a store, the store knows that you have X amount of dollars. I think Amazon might be already onto that stuff. I'm telling you, the next 5-10 years, I mean, my kids are getting older. They're going to be moving into college. I got a freshman in high school and a senior in high school, and I'm curious what their jobs are going to look like just 10 years from now, right? Just what is the brick and mortar mom and pop store going to look like here in town 10 years from now, even in small town, here in Kansas? I'm curious how that all works out. So the instant shopping idea. Oh, and okay, so on a personal note, have you ever heard the phrase tears of a clown? Let me tell you, I got tears of a clown right here. I know I'm silly a lot, but a couple of big things have happened. So I'm going to go with the lighter weight one, and I'm going to do the heavier weight one. The lighter weight one is we have 10 miners, and 3 of them got soaked by a water pipe in their place. Having them on a shelf wouldn't have helped. It was an overhead water pipe that burst and ruined 3 of the miners. And fortunately, one of our investors is an accountant, and the guy that owns the property is an insurance rep. And so I think, processing it, now we're kind of like, it's February 2017. We don't know how much longer we're going to be able to mine Ethereum anyway, so we may just cash out, buy coins. I think that's going to be our strategy. I'm not quite sure if we're even going to be mining any other coins after Ethereum. We may just close up shop. I don't know. The other option is wait till Ethereum's done and then wait for the next generation of cards to come out and then just do a new investment in new gear. But anyway, that's on us. The second thing is, and this is quite sad actually, my wife teaches at the local Catholic elementary school. I teach in a public school, and all 4 of my kids get tuition for free at the parochial school. Now, regardless of your beliefs on faith or whatever, I've got faith, and that's that. But the point is that as a parent, you want your kids to have the education you feel is best for you and your family, and for them. And so, Catholic education is that for us. The sad news is the high school is closing. So my senior son, he's out. Obviously, no worries there. But I got a freshman daughter, and so we are struggling with, okay, We know that the K8 institution will still be open. In fact, I think there's a chance it could be more robust than ever. The point is, once upon a time, I was trying to raise some funds to buy some playground equipment for the K-8 institution, but I'm going to put that all on hold because we need to get a clearer picture of where things are going to be landing before I proceed with any kind of fundraiser. Okay, so I had some people offer to throw some ETH my way just if I provided an address. I never provided an address because I never got a word back from the school, and I don't want to ask for a handout until I know exactly where the money's going and for what purpose and how much it's going to cost. So that all remains to be seen down the road. The good news is if we do some kind of fundraiser, we're going to put a plaque with a unicorn with a donut on the horn with like Vitalik and Vlad or whoever writing on the back. I think that would be awesome. Okay, so the last part of this video is the MetaMask plugin on Chrome with the Etherplay.io website. And my son's got a ledger. I had made a video previously about my son setting up a Ledger Nano S, and he did it without a problem in about 6 minutes or so, somewhere in there, maybe 10 minutes. And now there was an Ether address on that video down in the description. And so some people put some Ether in there. Now, I looked at the account. He hasn't seen it yet. Okay, and there's something like 8 Ether in there. Now, I put in 5. So there was about 3 Ether that were donated. Wonderful. Beautiful. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to toss a little bit more Ether in there. And then tomorrow I stay home with him because we got flu running through our family. I feel like I dodged it. I felt kind of cruddy the last 3 days. But $280 later, thanks Obama, we have medicine going. I'm going to be home with my son. I'm going to make another video of him. I'm going to set up the MetaMask thing because I don't know about, I want to do a screencast, right? So I want to set up a screencast with the webcam, and I get everything set up, and I'm not going to reveal any like private data. And I'm going to see if he could play the Etherplay.io website and transfer funds from the ledger and all that good stuff. So that, and I know he's not 18. I get that. Probably won't have him engage in gameplay online, not being 18. But I just want to show that it's possible. Because like the beautiful thing about crypto is that people under the age of any age at all can embrace it. It's money. It's a different kind of money. That's all it is. So anyway, cheers and hugs from Kansas City. Yeah, be nice to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's bleeding out a bit. I think people are getting some price discovery going and getting a little bit real about things. I don't personally hold any Bitcoin. Now that I'm reading this book, I might start buying a little bit of Bitcoin in order to trade back to get more Ether. And that would be the only strategy I would do. I just fundamentally, I appreciate Ethereum and what's going on in the development world. And most of all, the people that are involved with it. You guys rock, and we have the nicest trolls anywhere. All right. Hugs from Kansas City. Peace out. Be good. We'll see you soon.